Welcome to Lively Lewis Stories.
Buckle up, because you're about to join Levi and Ivy on an adventure.
All you need is your imagination, and off we
go! Lively Lewis Stories!
Hey there, awesome friends.
Guess what?
We're super thrilled to share some exciting news with you.
We've got our very own Lively Lewis merchandise.
Woohoo! Grab your parents and head over to livelylewisshop.com or simply click on the link below in our show notes.
Now, let's dive into today's story.
One hot summer afternoon, Ivy, Levi, and their friend Hayven arrived for the water park with their mom. They had been talking about this trip for weeks and were excited to finally be here, especially Hayven. This was because she couldn't wait to ride the newest and best water slide at the park, the Hawaiian Zoo-m. The theme of this particular water slide was a fantastic journey through a fabulous zoo in Hawaii. Hayven loved Hawaii and animals, so she couldn't wait to give it a try. Hayven ran right over to the line for the Hawaiian Zoo-m as Levi and Ivy and their mom tried to keep up with her. "Come on, hurry up! We have to get in line before it gets too long!" shouted Hayven as she ran up to the entrance area. "Too late," said Levi as all three kids stopped in their tracks in front of a sign that said, "From this point, your wait is 3 hours to ride the Hawaiian Zoo-m." 3 hours? Exclaimed Hayven. "Are they kidding? I can't wait that long." "Well, we can't wait that long either," added Ivy. "How about we go on some other rides first?" "Yeah, ones that don't have lines as long as a superhero movie," added Levi. "After all, you waited like 3 weeks to ride this water slide. You can wait a few more hours until the crowds clear out and the line isn't so long." "You have a point, Levi," agreed Hayven. "Okay, we can ride some other water slides, but promise that we'll come back to the Hawaiian Zoo-m before the park closes." Levi and Ivy both promised and ran off with Hayven to ride some other water slides as their mom tried to keep up. She watched as the kids enjoyed slide after slide in the hot summer sun. The afternoon went on, and the three friends were having a wonderful time. But Hayven had not forgotten about the Hawaiian Zoo-m. She kept reminding Ivy and Levi that they had to make time for that ride. Ivy and Levi told Hayven they wouldn't forget, but after so many water slides, they kind of lost track of time. And before they knew it, the sun was starting to set, and that's when they heard an announcement over the loudspeaker. "Hey friends, what do you think that announcement's gonna be?" "Oh, let's find out." "Attention water park guests, we will be closing in 15 minutes. Please take your final water ride now and thank you for cooling off with us today." "What?" Hayven exclaimed as she froze in the splash pad. "We need to get over to the Hawaiian Zoo-m right now." Hayven took off running, and Ivy and Levi had no choice but to follow her. They did, after all, promise that they'd ride that water slide with her before they left. Unfortunately for Hayven, they were all the way over on the other side of the water park, and by the time they made their way to the Hawaiian Zoo-m, the person running that slide was just pulling the closed sign across the entrance area. "Sorry, kiddos, but we're closed for the day," the worker said. "Maybe you can come back tomorrow." "No!" shouted Hayven, pleading with the worker. She saw his name tag and tried to reason with him. "Listen, Dave, you don't understand," Hayven began. "This is the only slide I wanted to ride today, but the line was too long when we got here. We went on some other rides and lost track of time, and there's no way we can get back here tomorrow or any other time this summer. I need to ride the Hawaiian Zoo-m today. Please." "Wow, kid, you sound serious," said Dave, feeling bad for Hayven. "I'm not supposed to do this, but I'm going to let you take a ride. But just you. I can't let your friends go too. I'm sorry. Just make it quick." Levi and Ivy gave Hayven the thumbs up when she turned around to get there okay. "Thank you so much," Hayven called out to Dave, Ivy, and Levi as she took off running up the steps to the top of the water slide. Ivy and Levi walked around to the front of the slide where it emptied out into a huge pool that was meant to look like a watering hole that had life-size statues of hippos, elephants, and zebras surrounding it. At that point, Levi and Ivy's mom finally caught up with them. "Why are you all running so fast?" she asked. They explained to their mom where Hayven was and that she should be splashing down into the pool in no time. Then they'd be all set to head home. So Ivy, Levi, and their mom waited. And they waited. And they waited. "How long is this slide exactly?" asked their mom. At this point, everyone was getting a little concerned. Then they saw Dave as he was heading out for the day. "Excuse me, did our friend go down the slide yet?" Levi asked. "Yes, she should have been down already," Dave replied. "I don't know what could have happened." "You don't think she got stuck in the tube slide, do you?" asked Ivy. "No, I've never seen that happen before," said Dave. "But I have heard of people, well, kind of sliding into a different part of the park when they go on this slide." "What do you mean?" Then Dave went on to tell Ivy, Levi, and their mom how something similar had happened to a few other people when the slide first opened. They took a really long time to come out, and when they finally did, they talked about visiting a zoo in Hawaii filled with amazing animals. After hearing that, Ivy jumped into the pool. She swam over to the bottom of the tube slide and called to Hayven. She didn't hear anything, but kept calling. Then, just as she was turning to swim back, she thought she heard a voice. "Levi, did you say something?" asked Ivy. "Not me, but I heard something too," replied Levi, who swam over towards Ivy. "It sounds like it's coming from inside the slide." "Hello?" Ivy called out again. "Hayven, is that you?" Ivy and Levi waited a few seconds, not hearing a response. Then suddenly a small voice could be heard saying, "Ivy, you have to see this! It's amazing!" "Hayven? Where are you?" called out Ivy, recognizing her friend's voice. She was so excited that Hayven was okay. Hayven's voice was faint and echoed in the large tube slide, but Ivy could understand every word. "Ivy, I'm in the most amazing zoo in Hawaii. There are wonderful animals everywhere. You have to see it," called Hayven over the distant sound of birds chirping and elephants trumpeting. "Okay, Hayven, don't move. Levi and I will figure out a way to get down there," Ivy replied. "Thank you, Ivy. I can't wait to show you this place," answered Hayven. After looking around a bit, Levi, Ivy, and Dave and their mom found a long rope with a float tied to the end. They tried putting that into the slide for Hayven to grab onto, but the rushing water kept pushing the float back out. That's when Ivy knew she had to go down the slide from the top to get to her friend. "Don't worry, Mom. I'll be all right," said Ivy. "I know you can do it," said Levi as they watched Ivy walk up the stairs to the top of the slide. She counted backwards from 3, jumped into the slide, and off she went. It was like any ordinary water slide at first, but then things changed. Flashing lights filled the tube slide, and Ivy heard the sound of different animals getting louder and louder. She had to close her eyes when the lights got too bright, and then in no time, she found herself outside of the water slide, sitting in the middle of the most magnificent zoo. And running up to her was Hayven with a huge smile on her face. But Ivy couldn't quite concentrate on that only because behind Hayven were just about every animal that Ivy could possibly imagine. And behind them was the most amazing backdrop of Hawaiian mountains and palm trees. "What is this place?" Ivy asked as Hayven ran up to her. "It's the inside of the Hawaiian Zoo-m water slide. Now do you see why I wanted to go on this slide? I heard it was amazing, but I could have never imagined this," exclaimed Hayven. "We don't have too much time," Ivy began. "Everyone is waiting for us to get back to the water park." "But now that you're here, you have to look around a bit," said Hayven. Ivy couldn't deny the place was incredible and really did want to see a little more before they headed back. "But wait, before we go, what's that tied around your waist?" Hayven asked. Ivy exclaimed that it was the float tied to a long rope. The other end of the rope was being held by Levi, Dave, and their mom. They were waiting back at the water park to pull them out of the slide. "So we only have a few minutes," Ivy told Hayven. "Well, let's get going," replied Hayven with a smile. The two friends then walked through the Hawaiian landscape, which was full of mammals, reptiles, birds, amphibians, and what seemed like every other animal you could think of. They watched orangutans climb high in the trees above. They saw gazelles prancing along the plains. They gazed at toucans soaring overhead, and they giggled as sleepy sloths relaxed in nearby trees. There were lions, tigers, rhinos, and zebras far off in the distance, silhouetted against the setting sun. It looked like the pages of a picture book had sprung to life in front of them. It was amazing. The further they walked, the more animals they saw. Moose, deer, fox, rabbits, iguanas, armadillos, hedgehogs, and lemurs, to name a few. But as Ivy went to take another step, she felt the rope tighten around her waist. She had gone as far as she could. "I'm sorry, Hayven. We have to go back now," said Ivy. "This was incredible, but everyone is waiting for us back at the water park." Hayven knew it was time to go. Although she was sad to leave, she was so happy that she not only got to ride the Hawaiian Zoo-m, but also got to see what truly made it the best water slide in the whole world. Hayven and Ivy said goodbye to the animals as they reached the spot where Ivy had dropped through the slide and into the zoo. They gave a tug on the rope, and Levi, Dave, and Ivy's mom pulled the girls back up the slide and out into the pool waiting at the bottom. They were all so happy to see each other, and while Ivy and Hayven didn't know exactly how to explain what happened to them, they knew one thing for sure. The Hawaiian Zoo-m water slide, no matter how long the line, was worth the wait. Did you learn a lesson from this story?
If so, what was it?
And parents, do your kids have a story idea?
Leave a comment on our Apple Podcast review page with 5 stars, the idea, and your kid's name for a chance to join Levi and Ivy on their next adventure. Until next time.
Thanks for listening. Come back for more.